boy. How y'all doing? What's going on, people? I come to you to talk about this situation. It has gone down worldwide of the 4 going to Mexico. Now this feels like deja vu. Didn't we talk about Mexico not too long ago with the Cashapps? You know, so now we are talking about here. Now just to add to it, and before I start, I just want to say thank everybody for joining the chat. Can we please get some likes? Please like this video before we start this thing. And I just want to let you guys know, please press a 1 if you can hear me. Just make sure the sound is good. I do have the phone lines open. They will be open for the remainder of this conversation. Anytime you feeling froggy, you want to jump on and you have something to say, feel free to hit the line, okay? How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Hey, it's been a minute. I gotta start coming live on here more often, because I see a lot of stuff is going down. And we have to talk about this. Yes. I see people in the comments talking already. Tay McGee have 5 to 6 kids. Now, out of all her kids, we see 3 kids up here. At the top, you see at the screen. The woman, that is Tay's mom. Okay, so you see the girl. That was a girl. That was the only girl on the trip to get that BBL. And the 3 other men, they were coming with her to go get the BBL. Now, the dude next to her with the dreads, the hair, let me blow him up. You see him right here with the jacket? That is her cousin / brother, okay? And you say, well, how is it her brother / brother? Well, her mom adopted, it's the cousin, right? But mom adopted him into the family, so it became her brother. But blood is cousin, but they were raised up together. Just like Quavo and Takeoff. You know how they was raised together? So we have another case of that, okay? So the mom, she's at the top of the screen, and those 3 kids are kids of Tay McGee, okay? The mom is speaking out, and just the stuff that she says just got you going puzzle. And it is truly a mystery. And just to give you an overview of what happened, just in case you've been out in the wind and you don't know, this will what happened. So Tay wanted to get a BBL. She wanted to go to Mexico because you know they say it's cheaper in Mexico. She didn't want to do it in the United States, okay? So she decided to have her cousin, and the one I showed y'all with the hair, and he decided to bring 2 of his other friends, okay, to get a BBL. Now, a lot of people say, hold on, Gigi, that's strange. I've never heard of any woman bringing 3 straight dudes to go get a BBL. They said that's kind of strange. They say, I'm not buying that. Hold up, something in the milk ain't clean. And I said, well, shit, you just never know. You know, she can have very supportive friends and family, you know, that just happen to be straight men that just wanted to make sure her getting a BBL was going to go okay. But they said, no, that's not. Something not right. Something not right. So I want to ask y'all before I continue going. Do you guys believe in the story that she went to go get a BBL and those 3 other men were really there to support her? Or do you think the 3 other men had some other business to attend doing her BBL? You know, press 1 if you feel like all 3 of the men, they were just there to support her. Press 4 if you feel like the 3 men, they had arterial motives while she was going to get her BBL. They was going to do something else. That's what people in the streets are saying. I don't know that to be true. So feel free to call in. So, okay, so we traveling. We rented a car, a white van. That's what they rented. They coming all the way from the Carolinas. So, that's a long drive. So they say the reason why they have 4 people, because they wanted to take turns driving. Okay, they said that's a long drive, and just having one of us or 2 people, we need all 4 of us to drive, so it will, it won't be too hard on one another. That's their excuse. So they went into Texas, and Texas, it was crossing the border. Okay, now they got lost. That's what the reports are saying. They got lost, and they could not find how to get to point A to point B. Now, this is what I got to say, y'all. Why cannot we who is the doctor? We should have the doctor of the BBL doctor name that she was going to see. And I'm sure the BBL doctor can just come out and confirm that she was on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Because all that stuff is documented, and you got to pay for your deposit. You understand? But nobody said nothing about that. I digress. Anyway, so they got lost. They said out of nowhere, girl, boom, a car ran into them. Bam! Next thing you know, 2 of the men start running, girl. They was running for their life. They start running. So let me show you the 2 that was running. The cousin ran, the cousin/brother, him, right here. You see this man with them big lips, with the long hair? He ran, okay? He ran. And then this dude ran, Mr. Brown. Those are the 2 that ran when that truck hit him. When, the other car hit him, rammed into that van. So when I was running, girl, that was running. So the Mexico people, the cartel, pop, start capping them. So they was rest in peace at that scene. So those 2 men, Brown and old boy, they was gone, because they was running and cap, So once they was laying down on the ground, they continue to take Tay, which is McGee, and Eric Williams. You're right, those 2. They took them and they, they took them against their will, of course. And that's when it was going out that, hey, we're missing 2 people. We couldn't find them. So now we have found them. And they are, they doing, I don't know how they doing. But their relatives is going to talk. Eric's wife has been talking. And that's strange, Eric, you went to go to support a girl, BBL, and your wife ain't come on a trip? Why your wife ain't come on a trip, Eric? But you know what? That's none of my business. I'm just curious to know, because a lot of people say it's a lot of holes in this thing. Now, this lady here, do they look... Listen, I had a hard time figuring out who this lady is. Okay, but this is the same lady. This is Tay McGee, but she does look different. With I guess the picture got filters on it. Girl, don't filters. Won't it change your world? Girl. Okay, now on this picture, the real picture, she looked just like her mama. I can see her mama and her look alike. Don't her mama look alike? The mama's at the top, and the daughter's at the blind. I can see it. They got the same eyes and everything. But when we move this, girl, the picture ain't picturing it. I can't picture, mother and daughter, But anyway, nevertheless, we have identified her, and this is a picture of her being captured. And people are saying she is really torn, like something is going on with her. Something really happened. And what some people want to know is, girl, are you still going to get the BBL? I don't know. Do y'all think she going to still get that BBL? You would think God have warned you, leave that BBL alone. Because the mom said this. The mom said, oh, God, I begged her. Please don't get a BBL. I begged her. But she was consistent on getting a BBL. Because her mom know that BBL is dangerous. You hear women leaving this earth all the time because of trying to get a bigger behind. And she had 5 kids. I mean, girl. You already catching the men with the filter pictures, okay? Listen, she is catching all the men's with this filter picture. Why does she need to get? I guess she want to catch more with a big butt. I'm not sure. She already got a whole bunch of damn kids. But anyway, this is what she need to do. So that's why she went and did it. So I don't know if she's gonna continue with that procedure. And people all around the world, they're just talking about the BBL because wow, people are going above and beyond to get a bigger behind. And it's sad because that big behind, it caused 2 black men to lose their life, supporting big butts. So, and it's just sad. 2 black men have left behind a black woman getting a big behind. And she didn't even get a chance to do it. And then some people are saying it's the Mexico. You got to blame it on the Mexico because it's just dangerous. And United States, girl, they said nobody from America should go over there. Okay, so y'all need to stop that crossing the border. They said we're going to bring Trump back so he can build that wall so y'all would know not to go over there because, you can't. They hear a sale for a BBL. And can we talk about how much was a BBL going for? Okay, I heard it was for $9.99. $900.99. Okay, so that's a steal because they say in America it costs a good $3,000 to $5,000, but in Mexico you can get a behind for $500 to $900. So she really, wanted to get that deal because you would think, okay, you got to spend money on car, you got to spend money on food, on travel. Then you got to, you might as well do it in America, but hey, she had to go down there to get snatched. So, yeah. And then she gets snatched. I mean, I don't mean to bring it up, but she got snatched, and it's not a good case. Now, we do have a caller, and I want you to stay on hand. And I want to play some clips from CNN, and I'm just asking you guys, can y'all please like this video? I'm just begging for likes. So I'm going to play this video. I'm going to stop and go because it is CNN, and I'm not trying to get in trouble. Listen here.
Monty Washington, Latavia's 13-year-old daughter, and along with Latavia's sons, Cadence, McGee, and Junior, they are joining us for their first live interview. And I'm happy that you guys are here to bring light to this. I'm sorry about what happened. Barbara, good morning to you and everyone. Have you spoken to Latavia? And if so, how is she doing?
Good morning. She was doing okay. I talked to her last night.
What'd you guys talk about?
And I asked how she was doing. She was telling me that how they was hostile and how they had.
Okay, we're going to stop this interview right now. Honestly, Don Lemon, you should know better. Y'all should not have all those kids up there. Why do they have to have all the kids up here to interview? You should have just had the mom because these kids are a distraction. You cannot even focus on what the mom is saying because we're so busy looking at the kids. I mean, yeah, they're precious and whatnot, but I don't know. A lot of people said this interview was very cringe-worthy, but...
What'd you guys talk about?
And I asked how she was doing. She was telling me that how they was hostile and how they had it in that little place and it was stank with the, her brother in there and all of them was hostile in a little thing together. And
okay, can we get a translator? Can we get a translator? I'm not understanding what this lady is saying. Is she, Lord forbid, I hope I want to know, is she on something? I mean, come on, why? And see, y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all have talked to these people before. Why put this family up here like this? You know they're not interview ready. You know that. She said that McGee said the place was stank. That's the only thing that she can muster up to say. She said it was stanking. Are you serious? I'm gonna have to rewind just a little bit.
What did you guys talk about?
And I asked how she was doing. She was telling me that how they was hostile and how they had her in that little place and it was stank with the, her brother in there and all of them was hostile in a little thing together. And they were moving her from place to place.
Did she
Okay, so I'm trying to translate, y'all. That's why I have to try twice and 3 times. She said that they had them huddled together, so it's only 2 survivors. So her and Eric, they had them together and moving place to place. So they would go to one location and then to the next location. And the places that they would have these individuals in, it smelled horrible.
Did they understand what was happening to them at the time?
No, because she said when they was, had drove, they was going through and a van, they was driving through and a van came up and hit them and that's when they started shooting at the car, shooting inside the van or whatever. And I guess she said the other ones tried to run and they got shot at the same time. Yeah. Shahid and Zell and Eve, they all got shot at the same time.
All right, so remember when I was telling you that when they were there and when they crossed the border in Mexico, a car ran into them, ambushed them, and the 2 men were running and got taken out of here. They was capping them because they was running. So those 2, you know, rest in peace. And the one that got, one of them, the one with the hair, the one that passed away, that is her nephew / son. She adopted him. And she's going to tell that story. And she watched them die. That's sad.
And you helped to raise Shahid, right, who died. Can you tell us about him?
Yes. I had, his mother had passed away when he was like 15, and I had him ever since then. And Latavia, he was in the house, and so she took him as her brother, which is her cousin. But it's her brother and her cousin. It's my nephew and my son. And he was a good person. Mm-hmm. And you know, I miss him. I love him, and nothing I wouldn't do for him.
Did you?
Well, she really don't. I mean, I cannot judge on anybody how a person grieves. But baby, if it was one of my loved ones, no way I can sit up here today and just give a straight face and a straight interview. I'm going to feel some type of way. Oh, God, just the thought of him. And she tell the story like he down the street at the corner store. But, you know, I can't judge how anybody else deal with anything. But I'm going to replay just because, you know, when she talks, sometimes I feel like I'm missing a lot. I got to listen twice. And somebody asked me which 4 out of these people passed away. And I will say it again. Brown, this one right here, the guy at the end, Brown, he passed away. He was one of the ones that was running, okay? And then you have this guy right here, the one with the hair, right here with the lips. He is also the one that's passed away. And this one is related to the lady at the top with the Scooby-Doo. She talks about her nephew. That is her nephew. Okay, and she adopted her nephew as her son. Okay, so that's that right there. Those are the 2. So the survivors are Eric Williams. He survived, and Tay McGee. She survived, and they survived because when the car was ambushed, they did not run. Okay, and I guess they learned their lesson from running when they saw their friends and relatives got capped because they ran. And they had to watch their friends and relatives get capped by the cartel right in front of them, you know? So wow. 15, and I had him ever since then. And his mother had passed away when he was like 15. So when she talks about his mom has passed away, she is talking about her nephew, which is this guy right here, which I just pulled up. I just want you to follow. You know, this guy right here, this is the nephew that she's going to talk about. And his mom passed away, okay, at a very young age. And it's sad because now he's with his mom, you know. Let's play. And all because he wanted to support his cousin to get a BBL.
His mother had passed away when he was like 15, and I had him ever since then. And Latavia, he was in the house, and so she took him as her brother, which is her cousin. But it's her brother and her cousin. It's my nephew and my son. And he was a good person. Mm-hmm. And you know, I miss him. I love him, and nothing I wouldn't do for him.
Were you watching? Did you see the video on the news?
Yes.
And what was going through your head when you saw it?
What? A lot of bad stuff. Bad stuff.
Okay.
Imani?
When they throw my daughter on that church, that's for.
Go on, Barbara. Sorry,
Yes.
you were saying what?
No, sir. Especially when I saw them throw my daughter up on that truck and shite on it. They just grab them and throw them up on like trash. They throw them on the trucks, and I didn't like it, and I wanted to get to her.
Imani,
get over there to her.
Imani, you saw it. You must have been worried about your mom. What were you thinking?
I was just thinking, like, why did they get kidnapped and stuff like that?
Yeah. Do either of you know about what happened and why? Because they believe at this point that is a case of mistaken identity. Have they told you anything beyond that? Have you spoken to authorities at all, Barbara?
About the kidnapping?
Yes, ma'am.
I talked to someone that was asking me a question about when it first, I guess after a day or two after it happened, and he was asking me something about it, and I told him, he was asking me a question about Latavia and that she was in danger.
I'm so lost.
What are you hoping comes out of this? I know I can't bring no one.
Okay. I'm going to continue playing it, but I am lost. I'm so lost. And if you're not lost, can you please call in and to elaborate, to let us know what is going on? Because am I the only one that's lost? Comment, let us know. Am I the only one? I feel like...
It was to ask me a question about when it first, I guess after a day or two after it happened, and he was asking me something about it, and I told him, he was asking me a question about Latavia and that she was in danger.
What is these kids doing? What is the kids doing? You got one looking at the ceiling, one laid back, the other one. If y'all don't get these kids, come on now. Y'all know these kids are not TV ready. She can't even talk and concentrate because she's worried about the kids. Yes, this is live.
Authorities at all, Barbara?
About the kidnapping?
Yes, ma'am.
I talked to someone that was asking me a question about when it first, I guess after a day or two after it happened, and he was asking me something about it, and I told him, he was asking me a question about Latavia and that she was in danger.
What are you hoping comes out of this? I know no one can bring your loved ones back, but what are you hoping happens from here, Barbara?
I hope they get all of them and put them all in jail. The one that did it. Put all of them, every one of them that had something to do with it, I want them locked up.
Yeah. Imani, have you had a chance to speak to your mom?
Yes.
What did you talk about?
All I did was say hey and told her that I missed her, and I was ready for her to come home.
Yeah. Listen, I can't begin to imagine when families go through situations like this and your whole life is sort of put on display in front of everyone. I know that is disconcerting, but to have someone die and then get on television and talk about it, at least members of your family, your mom and your daughter didn't die, but it's got to be tough for you. Can you explain, Barbara, what your family is going through at this moment?
All I know is I know that this hurt, and that's all. This hurt because of what happened to Shaheed, and which he died, and when they had kidnapped him. So I know this all hurt about everything.
This is, Barbara, I understand the second time that your daughter went down to the area in Mexico for a medical procedure. Did she at any...
Okay, so hold on. Don said this was the second time that she went down for a medical procedure. So what else did she get done? I mean, it ain't none of my business, but they are saying that she's been down to Mexico before for, you know, procedure. And I don't know. How do you guys feel? Honestly, I need you guys to call in and weigh in on this. This is very troublesome. And so many people is feeling this, and we have to untangle this. We have to know what's going on in our neighborhoods. So I'm urging you guys to call in and just weigh in on how you feel about this.
Before say that she felt unsafe about it?
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
She didn't tell me nothing about it. She didn't. Yeah.
Listen, the CD.
So the questions he asked was, did she say that she felt unsafe? Did she give you any warning signs, like something was off, something was wrong? And the mom said no, it was no warning signs. Everything just went, you know, she didn't sense anything. But hell, look at the mom. Would she sense anything? I mean, a warning sign seemed like it could be smack in her face and she wouldn't see a thing, you know? But let's go. And maybe she had to take some nerve pills to ease her nerves for this interview or something. I don't,
See is warning.
And I'm just concerned. And I mean, she is watching these kids. Now, let me...
Against medical procedures outside of the country. They are calling it a level 4 warning, the State Department is. Do you have a message for other people who may be considering the same thing, Barbara?
No. I just wish that I know that for the family member that was, you know, like the other family, I would know that is hurt and feeling, you know, sad and stuff about it. Yeah. And some of the people out in America, they probably do too.
How are you guys? Are you guys going to go are you going to Texas, or how are you going to do it? Is she going to come home, Latavia? Are you going to go see her, or is she just wait until she comes home?
We can wait until she come home. She's supposed to come home today.
Yeah. Monty, anything you want to say before I let you?
Well, this is what I want to know. Are you going to go down to view the body? What's going to happen to her son's nephew body? Is she going to wait? You know, I'm lost. If you guys had a son and your son passed away in Mexico, are you guys going to go down to Mexico? Or maybe not, because they told you how it is. You may be scared. Or would you just wait in Carolina and just wait till they send the body? Like, how do you guys will react to that? I mean, I would think the first thing would be to go to Mexico to view the body, you know. But, you know, what if she's scared? What if she's scared to cross the border because of what happened to her family?
You guys go? Because I can see that that JR and Cadence are getting restless.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is that thank you for helping find my mama, and that's it.
Yeah. I should say Junior. So thank you so much for joining us, Barbara. Thank you, Amani. Thank you, Cadence.
Well, that's it, folks. Wow, ain't it something? Okay, so I'm gonna start picking up the phone lines, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. You know, we need to hear your voice out here. We need it now, you know. So the phone number is at the top. Feel free to call. Okay, we have some callers calling from 53523. You're live on the air.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
It's me from Mexico again. I haven't talked a lot since the last debacle, but we ain't going to get into that. But, yes, I talked to you before, and I'm from Mexico. The thing I want to press upon is that I live here in Mexico, and I've been living here for 7 years. And this is the most safe I've ever felt is living here in Mexico. The one thing I know about the cartel, and I've been able to talk to actual members, like my husband plays with some of them, one thing they say all the time is that they don't target just anybody. They always target an intended victim, and that victim usually has something to do with their business as to why they're getting shot. Even with the family that was a white family that was Mormon, they had some dealings with the cartel, and that's why they all got shot up and their kids. They never shoot innocent bystanders. They only shoot the intended target. There was a restaurant shooting that happened in Puerto Vallarta where I live. And they made sure everybody that was civilians that didn't have anything to do with the dispute that they had did not get shot. The only people who got shot was the people that they intended and targeted. One thing about them, they're a very intentional group of individuals who target specific individuals. They don't go just shooting, being messy and shooting everybody like in the United States. If you're a blood crip, kings, Latin kings, whatever you are, you shoot up everybody. Everybody is, a casualty. But with the cartel, they're very, very clear, specific on who they're trying to target. They're not just targeting anybody. They're not just kidnapping anybody. You have to infringe on their business in order for them to come for you. So this was not anything. And the part that they were at was just a part that nobody goes to for surgery if you coming from Mexico. You go to Guadalajara, you go to Tijuana, you go to Puerto Vallarta, you go to Mexico City, well-known cities that are well-traveled, where there's actual places that people travel, that's frequent, where people actually come to visit. Vacationers come to visit. And those places are not like Chihuahua and all those other places where anybody can have a gun. When you go to places that people come, that is a tourist area, if you are not bothering anybody and you're minding your business, they're not targeting you. They're only targeting you if you're not minding your business. The cartel don't bother nobody unless you are bothering them or you're doing something, you mixed up in some type of drug business. They don't bother you. And one thing about here in Mexico, you're not allowed to carry firearms. That's one thing you're not allowed. I feel safer here in Puerto Vallarta. I can't speak for all of Mexico. That's more rural, but but the parts of tourist areas that people go to, that's heavily protected. It's people riding around, Army people riding around constantly, making sure nobody is doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing. When you find somebody getting caught up in something, it's usually due to they're doing something they don't have no business doing. Because their business here is about making money in Mexico. They're not into just being messy and causing a lot of stuff, because a lot of times a lot of government officials are actually in line with the cartel. So they're not into losing money. Mexicans love, just like anybody else, they love to make money. So they're not trying to call attention to their country like that in a negative light. So the cartel is in cahoots with some of the government officials, but they're not the type of people or group, an affiliate that's just going to target anybody. That woman was not going down to get no BBL, no tummy tuck, no nothing. She was down. The fact that somebody made a comment in the comments, boy, that income tax, I think it was Shelley Long or somebody said that income tax money must have been real good. It couldn't have been that good if she was going by caravan. And the thing that shocked me is how there's 3 guys and just her. Now, normally when you go get a medical procedure, done, you will go with your girlfriends, your mama, somebody, a woman. You know, like you usually go with your, and I'm not trying to be sexy, but you'll go with your gay best friend or whoever. You know somebody's going to take care of you. You're not going with 4 guys to do nothing like that. So it screams weird. It seems weird. Nobody even goes to that location for nothing like that. No one. I've never heard of a person going to that particular part of Mexico for surgery. That's not even an option. A lot of times when you look up, that's not even an option. So they were definitely into some other mixy type stuff. They weren't just some, and when you go to have some type of surgery, they're not, even like you have dental surgery, they just ask you how long your stay is going to be. They're not asking you what car you're coming in. That is just their cover up on some other stuff. That's all it is. I know here, like I said, I feel more safe here than I would ever. And I lived in North Carolina, and that is complete, Concord and Charlotte, and that is the complete opposite direction you're going to go get some surgery. Like somebody said, why not go to Florida somewhere? That's, closer. That's actually closer. You go through Atlanta, and then you go to Florida, and boom. You got to go a little bit more to go to Miami or wherever, but that would be definitely closer. So they definitely had some business with the Mexicans because, obviously cocaine is here just like it's in Colombia and other parts of Brazil, Taiwan, other places. But it's definitely, they just went a complete different route. So to me, I feel like it's screaming some other stuff. Because like I said, I live here and I see how we usually don't even have nothing to report on down here like that. We're getting more of the American news than we are anything else. It's just funny that when these certain situations come up, they make it seem like Mexico is so dangerous, and it's you coming down here on some mess, and you got some drugs stuff you up into, or you disrespectful, or whatever. Anywhere you go, you're gonna get it. And I don't care if you're in Mexico, I don't care if you're in the United States, or wherever you are, you gonna get messed up because you ain't minding your business. So when you come to a country, you're supposed to be respectful and be in line with what they have going on and mind your business, and you'll be fine, just like anywhere. So to me, and like I said, in Mexico, they do not carry knives and guns or, pow-pows and things like that. They're not allowed to carry that. Only the soldiers and things like that are allowed to do that. And the cartel has it, but not regular civilians. So they was on something else. That's all I'm saying. They was on something else.
Now you said a lot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, the narrative is always, somebody came there and they just were so innocent and this happened. No, you are usually not innocent. It just because you're a civilian don't mean you don't come down there and disrespect the country. Don't mean you don't come there on some suspect stuff. People are not just, I've been here for 7 years, knock on wood, but I have yet to, and this is at night, I've been yet to have a knife pulled on me, a gun, pow-pow on me, anything. I feel, like I said, more safe here than I ever felt in North Carolina, Dayton, Ohio, New York, anywhere I ever have been. I've never felt safe, and I wouldn't be going out at night like that, like I feel here. The police officers are cool with you down here. I ain't had no incidents. When my husband, when we lived in North Carolina, he always got pulled over because he's like 6'3", and, a dark-skinned man, and everybody's always feeling threatened and pulling him over nothing. Here, he ain't had been bothered at all. Don't nobody bother you unless you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. There was a guy who got tied to a post and got shot. Pow, excuse me. And it was because he was stealing drugs. So he was stealing drugs from the cartel, and he got, alive. So I'm just saying, whenever you hear stuff like this, please understand it's not regular individuals just going down getting kidnapped. You're doing something to get kidnapped. And out of anything, the people that live here will tell you, if you come down here and you mind your business and you're not into any type of drug business, you don't have nothing to worry about. But if you come down here and you're in some type of business or doing something disrespectful or something that, doesn't align with the culture, you're doing something, like you acting real privileged and being disrespectful. So I don't know, all bets are off. But if you're just minding your business, enjoying your vacation, you're fine. You're fine. But it's only when you're being either being, like I said, a real jerk person, you being disrespectful, or you into some bad business that is going to happen to you. Only. That's only. I get more American news here then we have news here. There's nothing really to talk about here. See, by the news, they're going to make it look like that because a lot of people are trying to move to Mexico. If you don't know, they're trying to leave. Because it's overcrowded, overpriced, inflation. They're trying to move here. There's a lot of retired white people here. I'm not trying to be funny, and black professionals that are opening up shop in Mexico because they're tired of the high prices. They're tired of the crime rates. They're tired of a lot of things. And the ones that are that are well aware and do travel, they do see that a lot of the things that are being perpetuated in the news is just hogwash, and it's a way to fearmonger, especially black Americans who sometimes don't get out because of what we see on the news. What we see on the news always is depicted. This is a dangerous place because a lot of times it's political as to why they will tell you don't travel here or don't travel there because they got a situation with that country, whether it's a trade agreement or whatever the case is, and they're upset because Mexico is pretty much the president here don't get involved with too much of wars and all that stuff. He don't get involved with all the other stuff with other countries. He stays pretty neutral, like Switzerland. He don't get involved with, we're going to help you do this to this country. And he's like, hey, that ain't my problem. Unless they messing with my country, ain't my problem. I'm not getting involved with all that and bringing that over here. He's pretty, they deal with gas in Afghanistan, Dubai, trade agreements with different countries than even the U.S. and stuff to stay out of that type of mess. So they're not even trying to get involved in any of that. So a lot of times they're perpetuating, like I said, this so-called violence when you're not even allowed to carry no guns here. You're not allowed to there is no gun permit you can get here. Unless you come across an illegal weapon from the cartel, you're not allowed to carry no guns. And nobody's selling you no guns at Walmart or nowhere. You're not getting no guns.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for calling in and expressing your opinion. I really appreciate that. You're always welcome. Please call back again. Okay, so before I go to the next caller, if we can just meditate on some things that she said. Now, when I first heard this story, I automatically looked at Mexico as negative because we just got finished over Shanquella case, and it's been so many situations where it definitely seemed like Mexico have it out for black people, right? So I was on very high alert. However, I do have to take what she said into consideration. I'm not judging either, but I have never known black straight men to be caretakers when it comes to surgeries, procedures. And like she said, normally, when people are getting these BBLs and tummy tucks, they want a caretaker. Somebody that has experience or somebody that's good with nursing you, going to stay by your side, that's going to be patient, and for one guy to come and then bring in two other guys to come, it's like, well, hold up. What's really going on? You know what I think something about it is, could two things be true at the same time? Could she be going to get a BBL? And at the same time, the cousin say, well, hey, I'm going to do some work in Mexico, so let's all plan to go at the same time. We can take out two birds with one stone. While you getting your BBL, we can be running and taking care of business, doing what we have to do as far as making this paper. You know what I mean? Could that be a possibility? How well do we know these other men and these players? Judging from the mom, I don't know this mom, but she looked like she wants some sugar boogers, okay? The mom looked like she want to get high on some marijuana. I'm just going to call it how I see it. The mom looked like she likes smoking that good marijuana, okay? Or that gas. So, considering she raised that boy, and that is her son, possibly the son could be into something, with his friends. Why would he need to bring two of his male friends along with him to take care of the girl that's having a BBL? And these men have wives. Eric He has a wife. So I'm thinking if you're going to go down to Mexico to take care of this lady's BBL, I would think your wife would go with you. Why wouldn't your wife go with you, Eric? But, I don't know what type of arrangement they had. But it does make me think. Another thing the caller said that's struck out at me, she said Mexico does not allow anybody to have the pow pow. I said, what? She said, no. And I guess she feels safe there. However, in America, it's totally different. And, we're coming up on the election, and having pow pow is going to be a big conversation. And are we more safe having the pow pow, or are we safe not having a pow pow? But you see what happens in Mexico. They're not allowed to have a pow pow, and yet it's so dangerous with the cartel. The cartel runs it because you see the cartel got that pow pow. They have it illegally, but they said the cartel runs the stuff in Mexico. They have more authority than the cops in the government. So, what would happen if we took pow pows away from regular citizens? Would the thugs become our cartel? Will we be ran by the thugs, and the thugs will have more authority over the police? I don't know. But that is an interesting point. So feel free to call in and let us know how you guys feel about the matter. But all this is raising a lot of questions and want me to dig deeper to figure out what really happened. All right, so we're going to go on to our next caller. Calling from 414. You're live on the air.
Hello, babe. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Okay. First, I want to touch bases with the mom. To me, what it looked like in her face, it just looked like she's been crying. It looked like she's been crying her heart out. First of all, that's how it seems to me, like she's been crying, like I could have lost my daughter. I didn't lost the young man that I didn't raise all my life. So did y'all hear? Because I thought she went down there for a tummy tuck.
That's what
Hello?
they're saying, but people are not believing that. People feel that it's strange to have 3 straight men go with you to a tummy tuck, and it's strange that the cartel will single-handedly come after you out of all people. They feel like something is not being said. Something is being covered up in this story. And when you talk to the mom, she doesn't tell much. So it makes it even more of a mystery. Like, what's really going on in that household? What's really going on with this situation? Because this interview did not help. It just made people have more questions. Like, what is going on?
Okay, and it was man, I'm gonna need your Gmail, because it was a woman talking early. From my understanding, with the lady, the Caucasian lady was saying that they got lost, and the drug cartel was in the midst of something anyway, so they got caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. They got caught up at the wrong place.
Do you believe that?
To be honest, in my heart, I do. I really do. I really do. I really do. I mean, if you they have been there before, but they also have been down there for one of the guys to get prescriptions. You know, the lady was saying that too, that they come down there, you can get your prescription cheaper down there. Yeah, I really.
What
do.
type
I
of prescription?
That.
Prescription and a drug. What type of drugs?
It wasn't. I wish I can find. I want to send you this, Gigi, so you can go through this yourself and listen to this interview with this the woman. She had more and better information on this situation. She was having an interview with another guy about this situation, and she kind of cleared up a lot of loose ends, as I can say. Is it something, because I know you don't
Yeah, I
have
put
other,
an email up,
names.
but people gonna see it. She didn't clear up loose ends. She just made excuses, because that's what people are
No,
saying.
not the mom. It was
She's
the
making excuses because they're not believing her. But I will put
no, it
an
was
email up.
yes, it was another lady that was she cleared up a lot of what was went on that she know better, what was going on. She mentioned about how she said no, the lady wasn't down there for a BBL. She was down there for a tummy tuck. And she also mentioned that they got caught up at the wrong place at the wrong time. And when they got there, the people didn't even wait. The one man just broke out and ran, and the cartel just got to shooting, shot him down. I mean, cow pow.
Do we know the doctor? Do we know the doctor of the tummy tuck? Do we know the office?
Yeah, I can. Gigi, could you send me?
I put the email up here. I put the email up.
Yeah, because I was like you guys, but this Caucasian woman, she cleared up a lot of. She explained a lot of stuff, and it made a lot more sense. And then with her mama going through this, who really, first of all, your daughter then went down here, got caught up in some bull. You told her don't go and get the tummy tuck. So really, how do she supposed to handle it? I mean, how do she supposed to look? And then she lost her son, her nephew, who she raised her son. So really, how do she supposed to?
If you asking me, don't do the interview. Simple.
I guess everybody's different. Everybody's judging, but really we wouldn't know unless we was in that woman's shoes.
But you already know, once you put yourself on TV, people are gonna judge. That's just common sense.
Right. That's why I want to send you this interview with this lady, and she cleared up a lot of. First, they was in a.
Okay, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to review it. Just send it to me. I thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Now, this lady that just called in, she wanted to let you guys know that she feels in her hearts of hearts that she was truly up there for a tummy tuck. She want to let you guys know she was not going to get a big butt, but she was going to get a tummy tuck. Does that make a big difference? And I want to know, tummy tuck, BBL, does it make a big difference? Is it still a risk? I don't think it makes a big difference. It's still a risk. It's still surgery. But do what you want to do. I'm for it. However, I think people have more of a problem with going to Mexico for those procedures, knowing that Mexico does not do a good health clearance when it comes to those operations because they do it so cheaply. They rarely care about the patient's health. And, in America, you have to go through a lot of tests to have that clearance, or they will not perform surgery on you. But in Mexico, they will allow anybody, even if you have bad health. And that's why a lot of people like to go out, because they don't have to worry about, getting tested for anything. But she also want to let you guys know that this was just a big mistake, that the cartels made a mistake. It was so much going on. The cartel was really after somebody else, and it just happened to be them, and it was just a mistake. The cartels messed it up. Could that be possible? Of course it could. But call in, weigh in, let us know how you feel, whether you agree with that or you disagree with that. We want to hear your side as well. Okay, so let's keep on going. I'm asking you guys, can you please like this video, please? We're asking for a like. Okay, so calling from 407, you're live on the air.
Hi, hello.
Hey,
hello,
how's it going? Yes, I can.
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me. So, first and foremost, I have, I want to say, no matter how you slice it or dice it, condolences to their families and to their friends, because at the end of the day, you have a lot of people whose lives are fragmented forever. But I have some questions. I do agree a bit with the previous, not the previous caller, the caller before her, the young lady from Mexico. The question I have, and no disrespect, she said that she had been down there prior for a surgery, correct? So,
Yes.
And no disrespect, but I didn't see anything on her person to suggest that she had been there prior. Maybe just plain, devil's advocate, give her the benefit of the doubt here. We know that a lot of people go down to Mexico also for dental work. Perhaps she had gotten some dental work done. It's very, very possible, but that gave me suspect. The next thing that I truly felt was more suspect is you're supposedly getting this medical procedure done, okay? But you're traveling such a long, long distance from North Carolina all the way down to Mexico. That doesn't make any sense to me, because you need to be comfortable going and coming before any type of major surgery. So that right there, that doesn't make sense. The flight is cheaper than renting the vehicle. So that gives me pause to think there's something else going on here. Also, just like the young lady did say, if you're going down there for the surgery, why didn't you have a group of girlfriends, or your mom, your aunt, your best girlfriend, your female, cousin, to help you in your recovery effort? We do understand that there are some men out there who are empathetic. They know, but I don't think these three young men knew how to assist a lady when she's recovering from such a major surgery. So it made me believe that there was something else going on. Then the young man who did survive, his wife did say she did not know he was going down to Mexico. That's your wife. Your wife should know everything. Why wouldn't she know where you are, especially you're outside this country? What are you hiding? So to me, when she said that, I said either she's trying to absolve herself from any issue that she knows is about ready to come out in the light, or she literally didn't know. So, this thing here, I don't want to be a judge or judging on other people, but it has a lot of holes, and it doesn't make sense. There's something up here.
I think you're right, and I think I'm gonna. If you say anything bad, I take the blame for it. I would love for you to talk freely, and you just brought something that popped a hair on my head when you said that Eric Williams' wife, and I'm gonna pull him up. This guy right here, Eric Williams' wife, said she did not know that he was going down to Mexico at all?
At all.
At all. Isn't that strange? Because when you're going to support a patient that's getting a tummy tuck, you're going to be there for a while. You got to book hotels prior, and I'm not thinking they're all going to share a room, because when that lady, after she get that procedure, that room is going to smell like blood. It's going to be blood on the sheets. It's going to be a lot of things going on. So
yeah,
it seemed like they had prior motives going in, because I just can't see them all just want to be in one room to take care of this lady when he has his whole wife at home that doesn't know anything about it. And I agree with you. I think the wife knows more and she just don't want to associate herself with it because your husband is gone for so long. And I don't know. I would think he would tell you what's a little bit what's going on.
Right. Or at least you would come along with, as, you're the wife.
Correct.
Whoever he knows, you know too. This is a family effort. We're going to help you type of deal. I'm coming along with. So that made me pause. And I did see the supposed route that they did take when they crossed the border. And it was quite a few back streets. Then again, Google Maps, they always give you the fastest route, and sometimes it's the back streets. But looking at, the route and, just looking around, to me, there are so many blind spots. It's so easy for anybody to say anything and point you out and X, Y, and Z. So if by chance, if they are legitimately innocent, then it was just the wrong, I hate to say it, but the wrong place at the wrong time. But there are more to this story than they're letting on, which I understand. But at the end of the day, quite frankly, it's the perfect storm for the United States. It's the perfect storm, finally. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And everybody.
And I thank you. And I got to say this, because you said it's the perfect storm for America. And didn't they come out on top? Because two of them were kidnapped and they got them. They got the two survivors. So it seems like America did their job. And didn't they do it quick?
Fast. But you know what also? I know I was going to go, but you also made me think about something that I said, oh, they know exactly. When I say they, Mexico, they know exactly what's happening. They're just trying to, do things delicately. I just thought it was so odd how they were able to locate them and the bodies so fast in this small, itty-bitty hideout, such a big, vast area. And the person who they arrested is, lo and behold, their name is Jose. How many Jose Mexicans do we know? And it's this young 24-year-old man. And I said, well, of course, he's going to be paid off. His family's going to be paid off. This is all for show, okay? To me, it's for show on the Mexican side. I don't think they understand how serious the United States of America is at this point. I don't think they do. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think it's a win. And I want to, I guess, put the question out there. Do you think this case is a win for America? Press 1 if you agree that this is a win for America. They got the survivors from Mexico. Mexico is going to put those guys that did this, they are going to get justice. And it was really quick. Do you think that's a win for America? Press 1. If you disagree, press 4. Since the, I want to say since the Shanquella did not go as planned, this one is definitely, it went really fast. Because a lot of people thought, including me, it was going to be another mystery Shanquella. It's going to take a long time to get justice. All right. 407, are you still there?
Oh, yes, I'm here. I thought you disconnected me, but I'm here.
No,
yes,
did you have any thoughts on that?
About Shanquella?
Comparing Shanquella, how long it's taking versus this right here, how it went so fast. And we got the survivors, and we brought the people that did it to justice. Like, everything is crossed on this case.
Right, this is different now. Because unfortunately, we have video, we have eyewitnesses who, some didn't want to come forward, but they did come forward. We had the U.S. Embassy really reach out to the Americans immediately, and this thing blew up. With Shanquella, unfortunately, it was after the fact. way after the fact. The people were here already in the United States living their best lives. It was because the family and her supporters had to push to get this news out and about. The reason why there's nobody who's been held responsible is because there's no actual evidence that we can see. We don't know if the evidence has been tampered. We don't know if any DNA has been tested. We don't have anything. With this, we have clear-cut evidence right here, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's true. All right, 407, I thank you so much. Please feel free to call back anytime. I'm going to let you go at this point. We want to give a big thank you to Brenda, donated $2. And she says, Mexico has never been on my list to go. Well, aren't you blessed? You know, you don't have to worry about things of this nature. Well, you may, because this happens everywhere. They do kidnapping in America. They do this everywhere. So you still have to be, on your ones and twos. So I'm asking you guys if you can like this video. I really appreciate it. It's for the algorithm. And feel free to call in and weigh in on this case. We would love to hear from you. Calling from 725. You're live on the air.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. The phone is going in and out. Can you continue to talk?
Oh, is this better?
A little bit.
Is this better? Oh,
yes,
great.
it's better.
I have a loud voice, so I can talk really good. I really want to weigh in because I like the lady that spoke from Mexico. I used to live in California, and I met a Mexican lady there that were really good friends. And we have a good friend that's actually from Nogales. And we've been down there several times. My ex-husband did dental work, brought my daughter and his father, and the federales followed them for blocks, yelling for my daughter and whistling and, yeah, you got your bodyguard, like they were going to kidnap my daughter or something. I've taken my children to Mexico several times when they were younger, and we made it in and out. We even got lost on dark streets and everything. Nothing happened to us. So I was wonderful about the lady that was from Mexico because she spelled it out. Something else is going on. If the State Department could give an interview like that, being very upset about this situation, yet they're found immediately in a little shack somewhere, and the cartel got them, give me a break. They leave no witnesses, but they're going to let them go, right? No, we got to do the math. They're insulting our intelligence. I hope we're smarter than that. Something more is going on. If they're going to make all this noise this quick and so judicial with FBI and all that and television for this situation with the days and resist Shanquella's case for months, it don't add up. So that makes it very clear. The U.S. is involved, false flags, something, because there's no way they would have left witnesses, and there's no way that they would have got them this quick from some little small shack somewhere, anywhere. And yet Shanquella is in a big, broad open place like Cabo, where everybody goes, and movie stars, and yet they're going to find these people in some little off-the-road thing over the border from Texas? No. Yes, they're involved in something else. A wife didn't know her husband was leaving the country to go hang out with a woman that got her butt done? Her cousin's going to, clean up her butt? The next day, you got to go back to the hospital. They usually put you in something that's right nearby. But she didn't make it that far in. Where was she going? What city was she getting the job done at? No, it's not likely you would bring a bunch of guys, or her cousin brought a couple guys. Who was going to clean her up? Her cousin? Maybe. I don't know. Her mom does look like she's just been crying a lot. She also can look like maybe she smoked some weed to calm down. Yes, that was ridiculous to bring children there so they could rehear this stuff. They know that these people are unpolished, and there's no way that they would be able to speak well. I couldn't hardly understand her either. It was like she was speaking another language. Greece, that's her culture, anything. But the fact that they could walk away free No, that was a message. To let people live is a message because they don't leave no witnesses. I've been on them many times, and no cartel, none of that stuff. To bother a single woman with children, my children look, they're Hispanic, they're Yaqui, their great grandpa's from Mexico, and their other grandpa's from Spain. So my kids look Spanish. I was scared they're going to bother me and tell me where'd you get these kids from. No, we're American. We're born in California. But for me to go down there and get lost and get out with no problems, no. She should have been in a hotel for a couple of days afterward. That's what they do. What city was she going to? They didn't make it. When are they coming back on this side? Why is the State Department so involved and so quickly? And yet, don't do the same for Shanquella with witnesses. This is just two people that said they survived. Shanquella, they got cameras, doctors, house cleaning ladies. That's witnesses. They saw what they saw. She was stiff already. It was time. Everything is a lie. It's all a lie. It's a distraction. It's always going to be a distraction right before something political happens. Or there's too much complaining about what's going on in this government. Then something else has to happen to distract us. We're easily distracted. We have to keep our eyes open, pay attention, do the math. Thank you for hearing me.
Well, thank you for speaking. You know, you have so many people scratching their heads. So many people agree with you. And we just thank you for opening our eyes. And for those that feels like, you know, this was just a mistake. This was the cartel. They just did it wrong. That's it. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. Cartel don't make no mistake. They leave no witnesses.
That's your response
Well, you
to
guys
that?
have a... Oh, yeah. They didn't make a mistake. They leave no witnesses. So if that's the case, they left witnesses, then it must be something else. And we don't have enough information yet to know what else it is. We always get who runs the media, who's putting these things out. We know what our eyes see with Shanquella. This is what we were told. There's a difference. So I hope
are you looking forward to hear Tay speak out, McGee, the lady that was going to get a BBL?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to hearing what she has to say?
Definitely looking for it, and looking forward to her eyes. Where is she looking? Down, to the left, to the right, directly into the camera, to us? Those things give it away. Like when that lady, I can't remember her name now, but she had killed her 2 boys, and we all knew, well, everybody else thought that something else happened. 2 black guys stole kids and put them in the lake or river. I saw that she was looking on the ground, looking everywhere else but the camera to us, not giving out to the people that stole my children, get them back. No, she's looking on the ground. I immediately said, she did it. Where are your eyes? You look up to the left, and you're thinking and imagining things. You look up to the right, then you were calling. This is body language. O.J. Simpson case. Did O.J. kill her? Absolutely not. Did he have her killed? They never asked that question. They only went one way. He did it. No, he didn't do it. Did he have it done? Well, we'll never get that question answered. You have to pay attention. Body language. Where are their eyes looking? Are they telling a story? Are they remembering, recalling? Or are they making it up as they go? I'm looking forward to seeing the way her eyes look and what she does and her body language to see if she's telling the truth. I'm looking forward to it. I guarantee you I'll solve that case in 2 minutes because I've been doing this 30 years, and I'm good at it.
Now,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Hold on for one last, and I'm going to let you go. Now, can you tell me this? And I'm talking to the audience as well. Did she actually get the BBL, or was she on her way to get it?
It sounded like she was on her way. We didn't hear that she actually made it there.
She didn't make it.
So
she
that's
was
why
on her
I
way.
asked, what city was she going to? It didn't sound like she made it there yet.
Got it.
Like she was on her way. They sounded like they said and they got over the border, and they were driving. Then all of a sudden they got hit. They
So
haven't really gotten to their destination yet.
right. Okay. So are we going to be able to look at the text messages to see the guys who are they're texting on their way to Texas? I mean, on their way to Mexico? Will we be
I
able
bet
to
we won't
see
get to see it.
if they were contacting with any other person outside of the BBL
Mm-hmm.
clinic to let them know,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we made it here. This is where we are.
Mm-hmm. Did they say that she had a text message, or did they say
I'm
someone
not
in the car
sure.
had a
I'm not
text
sure.
message?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure if she even
yeah,
knows about it or she did not know about it. But I'm
right,
more mystery with the other men that have motive to go
right,
there, because it's very
right.
less likely a man will have motive to take care of a lady that's getting a BBL. So it seemed like maybe
Including her
they have
cousin.
other motives going there. So I was just
Mm-hmm.
wondering.
Me too. Me too. Yep.
Well,
Thank you, guys. Thank
I
you,
thank you
America.
so
Let's think
much.
tonight. Let's get more information.
Yes. All right. We're going to let her go. And I just want to say thank you guys for calling in. I'm asking you guys if you guys can call in. We love to hear what you have to say about this case, about our community, about us. That we need your voice. That's what we're here for. And I'm going to ask you guys to like this video. We are asking for more likes to help the algorithm. Okay. All right. So let's go on to the next call. Calling from 832. You are live on the air. 832.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh man, it's a joy to be on your show tonight. Listen, my biggest issue with this whole thing, and I hate Americans. I hate how black people do each other. Darlene knew how uneducated and ignorant this black mom was going to look and sound it. I just hate the fact that we can get on national television every time and look just so uneducated and speak so ignorantly. And I don't know if the lady was high, crying. That does not matter when her comprehension skills on that interview was just completely just put our image in a horrible light. Look how they look at us, man. Like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to the highest degree. And I would have rather them not even them did that interview with the mom or any other family members, except speaking to the lady herself who made it through the situation. And I have to say, before listening to the situation, I was thinking and had thoughts like, things can happen. There's plenty of stories on YouTube and the internet that will let you know how, people were driving in the wrong areas, in the wrong place at the wrong time, and things have happened to them, whether that's kidnapping, getting shot, getting taken for ransom and all these crazy things. So I was believing that at first. But now that other first caller and this previous caller just got me thinking like, yeah, it definitely could be something else going on that ain't being told. And the fact that the FBI and the police is so involved all of a sudden when, once again, Shanquilla and a whole skew of other folks that have been missing or then had situations ain't really haven't been touched on and talked on. That they made some great points, and especially with the fact that I have to say I do find it very funny as well that 3 straight black men was going with this lady for surgery to help out with her recovery. That does not make sense. But I will say this: like I was watching another YouTuber. And she came on her show and she said her best friend just came back from that same area from getting the surgery. So it could be possible that, because, we do know here in America, healthcare, whether that surgery, whether it's a BBL or surgery for health reasons, or like somebody mentioned, getting medications. I went out there to Los Cabos myself for my 30th birthday. And they had all types of stores everywhere where you can get medications for the low. I don't care whether that's Adderall or all types of medicines that you would never be able to get without a prescription. You just pay for it down there. As long as you got the dollars, they're willing to go ahead and sell it. But I have to say, though, the other callers did make some great points. It seems kind of funny, and the fact that they can get a hold of this lady to do an interview, but not a hold of the woman that's free now. And I think I'm kind of confused, too, because I've heard stories that she actually flew into Texas and drove to Mexico from Texas into the borders with these dudes. So I'm just a little confused on that. And also, I want to see more footage. If they ever to get that camera footage from that building showing how these folks was able to get jammed up and snatched up, I want to see it all. I know got to be other cameras there. And yeah, part of this story is something it ain't mixing. Something ain't adding up with this story. But it is unfortunate. It don't matter how you cut it. It's unfortunate that, you can get snatched up and something done bad to you in any country. I do feel for the people who did lose their life. Some people got that fight or flight, mentality, and, out there they're pretty ruthless. And I will like to say that just like here in America and a lot of different states, it's illegal to get guns, but you can still get a gun as a civilian anywhere without the police knowing that you even have it. So I felt like that, with the caller that did kind of point out all those great points in the beginning, I felt like it was just a little ignorant there because, there's plenty of people here that don't got to have a license. People don't know that you got guns. You definitely got them. And I was out there in Los Cabos in a nice little touristy area, and they take you into the little city to go ahead and shop and do things like that. And I had an interaction with a man who looked sketchy, and he kind of pointed like he had a weapon. And I just needed some space. You know what I'm saying? Man was walking up too close to me and my partner and was doing a little too much. And he kind of, and right in front of the freaking police, you know what I'm saying? The police is just as corrupt there. And like you said, the government, too, be doing dirty business with them. And why the cartel ain't in check, and they the closest state country within the states. Like they right next to us. So the fact that they ain't been pretty much, put in check or pretty much wiped out and took over by the U.S. government is also sketchy to me. Why has the cartel been able to maintain and continue to do dirty business and act the way they act within their own country and have all this chaos going on without it go unchecked by the government? And I do believe, man, if y'all haven't been watching the news, it's a lot of things. We are very close to a war here, another third world war in this piece, and there's a lot of things happening within the politics. Keep listening to these conversations that they having because it's starting to come together, and I truly feel like it is not looking good in the next couple of years for us, man. So be safe out here, be safe with your decisions and what you're doing, and don't believe everything you see. I'm waiting for more information to come out about this story. I'm really truly interested about the details, and thank you,
I
Gigi.
thank you
are
so
wonderful.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I thank you so much for calling in. We're going to let you go. Now, two things really stuck to me as she was talking. And she said she does not know. She wants clarity on Tay McGlee. Did she drive there or did she take a plane and then drove into Mexico? Now, this is what I'm hearing. If you guys know for certain, please call in, okay? Now, this is what I heard. The first time she went there, because remember, she was there prior. She was there before. This is not her first time going to Mexico for procedures. They said the first time, this is what I'm hearing in the streets, she got the injections, a chemical, silicone, that you put in your behind. And it's a very dangerous silicone that people put in their behind to make it bigger. So this is what I'm hearing. She went down there and she flew down there the first time. And then she drove over to get the injections, okay? Now, the second time go round, that's when her and these men drove down there. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. I don't know for certain. If you do, feel free to call in and weigh in on this. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next caller. Another thing that she talked about, that hit home was representation. She talked about the family and how the mom, she just wasn't, speaking, where people can really understand her. And the whole purpose to get on the video was so people can understand and have sympathy and relate and get more information about her daughter in this situation. And that didn't come across. People were more confused, people were more distracted, and had a lot of more questions, I seen some people were even questioning, like, why couldn't she get the kids to sit right and to behave? And if you know your kids were not going to behave, why have them on camera? Because you know your kids, And I guess some people can discipline and some people don't have it in them to discipline, Well, that's a whole different bucket. So let's go on to the next caller. Calling from 872. You are live on the air. 872. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Talk to me, please.
Yeah, it's so many things about this story that's really interesting. But I did want to touch on a couple facts that I know for sure, being that I've been in the healthcare field for 16 years. And also I do a lot of traveling, especially to Mexico and other countries. So when people ask about how she traveled there, it's very well possible that she could have flown from her home state to Texas and then drove into Mexico, because that would have made her flight significantly cheaper if she was going to Mexico for medical tourism. A lot of times people will choose to do it that route. I'm from Detroit. That's my native
I'm
hometown.
sorry to interrupt you. Are you talking about her first visit or her second visit? Because what I'm hearing is her second visit, they rented the car out from Carolina across from where they stayed at. So they lived on one side of the city, but they actually rented the car on the other side of Carolinas. So it doesn't make sense to rent a car in Carolina and then fly to Texas.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
What I heard was that
we
they
have
flew
seen
to
the
Texas
van.
and then rented a car.
No, the van came from Carolinas.
With Carolina plates. Yeah, now that's weird, because that wouldn't make any sense if they were flying out.
Yeah, that you know how
So,
people
that
want to
means they would have
lie
had to
and
have
make it
driven.
murky, And I think people are
Exactly,
getting
exactly.
confused with her first time. I think people are talking about her first time going there and mixing the stories.
Yeah, definitely. Now, when you talked about her getting the butt injections, that's possible. I know in Mexico they do those. It's a different grade of silicone than like the ones that they were doing here in the States in like the hotel rooms or people's basements. It's still not a legal thing that we do in the United States as far as FDA approval, but in Mexico, that's a common thing. So people do go there to get that done. But in this case, I do question if she was going there to get a tummy tuck. Not that people don't go to Matamoros or other parts of Mexico to go get a tummy tuck done, but like how the previous callers have said, why would you take 3 heterosexual men with you who do not work in the healthcare field to help you through that process? Like, you're going to be coming out of some type of anesthesia.
I think I'm going to interrupt
assistance.
you. I think you're asking the wrong question. The question is, why would 3 straight men want to go to take care of a BBL patient?
Right.
Without getting compensated. They were not getting compensated.
Right.
Niggas ain't doing nothing for free.
No, exactly. Exactly. And then they wouldn't have the skill set needed to be able to properly take care of her. So that doesn't make any sense. And then the whole other side of that as well is, like some of the other callers said, you're driving around town, typically when people want to go to do the medical tourism, you tend to try to have that mapped out, because you want to make sure you're not spending too much time away from where you need to be. If you need to go get the lymphatic massages done, If you need to have somewhere where you're going to be staying, whether it's the villa that you rented out, an Airbnb or hotel room, usually that kind of stuff is very well organized and executed. So it's a lot of missing pieces that are going on. But one thing that I noticed that's different from this case versus Shanquella is that it's Mexicans who harmed them versus with Shanquella, and it was other Americans. So, of course, people are going to make their excuses as far as, like, oh, it's political, and you had to go through all these different chambers and all this other stuff in order to try to get the stuff expedited with the Shanquella case. Even though we all saw the video ourselves, you know, that's the excuse that they're using as far as why we haven't heard more updates on these people being apprehended and if they need to be extradited back to Mexico versus this case and everything happening in Mexico and being done by Mexicans. But in my experiences in going to Mexico, I typically don't go to that side or where they went, Matamoros, Tijuana, because you just know not to go in those areas, especially if you like to travel. I tend to go to Cabo, Tulum, those sides, and just stay in my area where the resort is. But always make sure, like, I know someone that's there or, you know, well-acquainted, research when you're traveling. And sometimes, unfortunately, people do not do their research. They just show up to places. And then it's like they kind of get caught up once they're out there because they really don't realize where they're at. And that's the sad part. Sometimes with us as Americans, there's a certain level of arrogance that people can have going into another country and thinking they're going to do their normal thing that they would do in America in that other country without realizing you're in a different land and they abide by different sets of rules. So it's a really unfortunate situation, but it's definitely a cautionary tale for all of us when we're traveling to make sure we have our head on a swivel, no matter where we're going, and have everything mapped out. But this case definitely has a lot of missing parts.
Do you think that people are going to learn from this or no?
I would hope, but from some of the things I've seen people post and say online yesterday, when it comes to medical tourism, I don't think that some people will. I think they'll learn the hard way, unfortunately. One thing that I have noticed when it comes to the medical tourism side, and this is for people who just use the pharmacies, right? Because in other countries, you can just go to a random pharmacy on the street. It's a whole bunch of them. And you can go in there, you can get an antibiotic for, you know, for the lady parts, simple things you want to use to, you know, clear up a yeast infection or something you want to use like a Vicodin. It doesn't have to necessarily be something really heavy like Percocets or something like that. You can go into a pharmacy. You do not need a prescription. You can go ahead and buy it. Even for people dealing with chronic illnesses, diabetes, you can go get that medication, no prescription, and it's super cheap. In addition to the fact you get the exchange rate. So I understand why people will go over there to do it. They even had a movie that depicted it before, the Dallas Buyers Club, where the guy was HIV positive and he went to Mexico to get the drugs and bring it back because in America the medication was so expensive. So I get that part of why people will do that. The problem is over the last couple of years, because of the corruption with the cartels and them paying off the government in Mexico, so they're having free reign down there, they have been lacing a lot of regular drugs, regular medication, like NyQuil type of cough medicine, things like that, and lacing it with fentanyl and other medications. So you really have to be careful now going to the pharmacy just to get regular medication in Mexico, because the way that they've been doing it now, a lot of people have been having accidental overdoses who were simply going to a pharmacy to get regular medication, not even something that's heavy like a Percocet or Valium and things like that. So we really have to be mindful. Vice even did an episode on it, and they showed like the comparison of what the normal medication and the packaging looks like and the packaging that they got from the pharmacy itself. And when they went to go test it, the medication was supposed to be like a NyQuil. So it's not supposed to have any type of codeine, anything like that in it. And when they tested that medication, it has fentanyl in it. So it's really scary. So we really have to be mindful of that too.
Well, I thank you so much for informing us and putting us on notice. because a lot of us, including myself, did not know all this was going on.
It's real out here. But I love your channel. I love everything you're doing, and blessings and continued success in everything that you're doing.
I appreciate you. I really do. At this time, I'm going to let you go. So I'm asking you guys nicely if you guys can like this video to get the algorithm up so I can steady do content around this type of thing, you know, so I can steady do long streaming. I need your support, so I need those likes. I appreciate it. Okay, we're going to go on to the next caller, and I'm asking everybody to feel free to call in. The number's at the top, 515-605-9737. We want to hear from you regarding this case. Okay, calling from 213. You're live on the air, 213.
Hey, Miss Gigi.
Hi, how you doing?
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to, I live in Southern California, so I've definitely driven over the border to TJ, which is Tijuana. But they came from another direction. I think that we're making more out of it, and I think race does. I hate to bring race in, but because they're like black guys, what are they doing with her? This is what I see. I definitely see that they found in the van, they did find the paperwork that she was going to the doctor. Okay, so they did know that she did come down there to get that procedure done. Also, that incident happened in broad daylight, and they black. So you know it's going to stand out. That city that they actually went in, and they had just crossed the border, and they opened fire. There was like 7 gunshot wounds in that van. They shot at the van. That tells me that the cartel was thinking that they were probably somebody that they weren't. And that particular city, it's a lot of violence there. So I don't think it's anything suspicious. I really do think, and why did guys go with her? It seems like they were close, all of them, and they probably the type of dude, hey, and they wanted to share the driving, because flying in there for 4 people is more expensive than just, hey, let's all split the gas. Yeah, man, you want to get your BBL, we're going to go kick it. You know, because Mexico is fun. So I think they were going just to like, yo, I'll help you with the driving. You know, we'll help you if you know, after your surgery. I don't see them cleaning and all that, but they probably would be like, yo, we'll just lay you down and we'll drive. Because it was like they were splitting the driving. That's why it was all 4 of them. And they probably went with her because they were like, yo, we're going to go down there and have a good time. And I just think they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. There is a lot, and I think this got a lot of attention because of what happened with Shanquilla, because Mexico knows now. They don't want this negative publicity. That's how they make money off of tourism. They can't have all this now, what happened with Shanquilla, and now this. That's why, to me, they got on it really fast. Yes, America got a win on it, Gigi, but it was because Mexico was on it too. Because they're like, yo, we don't need this. That's how they make their money, off tourism. So that's why, to me, they tried to solve this real quick, because Shanquilla case is still out there. And like the other young lady that called, you know, it is different. Because Shanquilla, you know, unfortunately that happened amongst her friends and Americans. This is different. This is the cartel. So, and then they had them other 2 for, 4 days, 4 or 5 days they were kidnapped. You know them people scared. You think they're going to say something? No, they scared. And we got to remember that van got shot up. It wasn't they got out the van and maybe they was trying to make a drug bust or whatever. No, they got fired on. Okay, saw that white van, and that white van did have North Carolina plates on it. So they already knew they was Americans. So I'm just saying that part of Mexico is where they had to go in that particular city is violent. And I think that white van stood out, having the American plates on it. Come on. And I don't think it was weird that she went with a couple of guys. I have guy friends that would go with me. So I don't find that weird. I mean, you know, and I just see them, again, they said they wanted to split the duties of driving. That's why they all went. And I see them going out there, yeah, we could go out there and kick it. You know how our people be. Yeah, we'll go kick it, have a good time. Again, Mexico is fun. So I don't think anything weird with that. Not at all. That's just my opinion, but it's still developing. I do feel bad for the people that lost their life, but I don't think it's anything weird. I just think that Mexico is violent. People need to be careful when they go down there. If you go down there, in my opinion, you should fly and make sure you get picked up by a driver with a sign that have your name, because I would not do the border thing, because they are targeting. There is a lot of targeting of Americans, and I think, you know, unfortunately, Shanquella brought that to light. So again, I'm repeating myself, but I do think that's the reason why it got solved kind of quick, because of the Shanquella case. And Mexico don't need that kind of heat. That's just my opinion. So, but I don't see anything odd. I just think it's just another case of what they do down there. The cartel is the boss. So I just hope Americans, anybody else, just be careful, man. You go to Mexico, you just may want to fly in instead of driving over them border places, because it can be dangerous. So that's it, Miss Gigi. Thank you for covering this.
And I thank you. You know, a lot of people were agreeing with you, and they say that's exactly how they feel. So I thank you for coming on like you always do.
Honest. I'm gonna make one more point.
Go
Gigi.
ahead.
Let's just say, I'm not trying to start no stuff, but let's just say it was a white people instead of black. Let's just say it was a white woman and she had 3, guys with her. And let's say they were young, like in their 20s. Will we be thinking that, oh, maybe they came down there for drugs? No, we would look at them saying they was young kids she was going to get her surgery procedure, and she took her friends because they was just going to go have a good time in Mexico. So I do think that a lot of times we look and we're biased, and again, I don't think those guys were up to no good. I think they just went with their friend and they split the driving. And again, you guys, we cannot forget, the van was fired upon. That's like gang violence, like I'm from LA, unfortunately, you ride down the road, you get blasted.
Now, wasn't it before it was blasted? Wasn't it? It crashed. This is what I heard. It was a crash, and then the 2 guys start running, and then that's when they start capping.
Yeah, no, it got fired as soon as they crossed the border. They said they weren't even knee deep in the city. They just crossed that border. When they got into that city, they got fired on. 7 shots. Then they crashed because they got fired on. Then they opened the van and pulled them out, and they actually have video of that, Gigi. Like, it was in broad daylight. And they got witnesses. They showed the van. They showed them dragging the guys out of the van. So, yeah, the van got fired upon first, and then it crashed because it got fired on. The dude that was driving lost control after they got fired upon.
Now,
and then
when
they dragged
did
them out.
When did the 2 men lose their life?
They found them dead. One was outside of the shack, and one was inside.
Outside, inside of what shack? Because the mom said that they were running, and that's why they got taken out, and she had to see them.
Well, they did run. Well, you talking about when they got out of the van, but I'm talking about when they ultimately found the bodies. Okay, so when they dragged them out
because she said she actually seen the daughter actually seen her cousin lay out and pass out
Run.
on the street. So you're telling me
Yeah, they
after the
didn't die.
cousin? Go ahead.
Yeah, they didn't die. They didn't get killed right there. That's what the story that I read, and I've listened to another lady who is a attorney, because she's the one that said they found the paperwork of her doctor stuff in the van. So apparently they said once they came into that city, and they came from the Texas Gulf Coast. Once they came in there, the van got fired upon. They did not die right there. One of the guys tried to take off running, and they did shoot him, but they didn't kill him there. They all got taken, all 4 of them. So that leads me to believe that all 4 of them were alive when they were kidnapped.
Okay. Because
So
the
that's
mom,
what I
maybe the
heard. I
mom got it wrong. The mom said that 2 of them, not 1, but 2 of them ran and got capped
Right.
during their trying to
Right.
escape.
They did shoot him.
And
Yep, I heard
the
the
daughter,
same thing.
yeah, well, the daughter had to witness her cousin leaving this earth. That's what her daughter told her over the phone, and that's what the mother's repeating on CNN.
Well, I was told.
But we're always going to
basically-
hear different versions of
Yeah,
stories.
because I did hear that 2 of them did try to run, and they were shot because they were trying to run away.
And they were
did
taken
get
out of
shot,
here.
but they-
That's why they're not here
Okay.
today. They were taken out of here. That's what the mom said. Because the mom said that he got popped, and the daughter had to watch her cousin leaving this earth. So during that time, she didn't say, okay, they got popped and then they were transported to a
Oh,
barnyard.
you're right. I'm reading.
then they
I'm
got
reading
popped.
a statement right now. Yep, you're right. I'm reading a statement
Hold
right
on,
now
say
from
it
a
again.
witness. She
Say
said,
it again.
I'm
Who right? Who right?
I'm reading. You right. You right.
Say it
'cause
again.
It says
Say
the
it
other
again,
2
girl. Say it again. Who right? Who
You're right, Gigi. You're right. You're right.
I love being
Yeah, 'cause
right.
They said the 2 were dragged across the pavement, and she said she didn't know if they were alive or dead. So that means that did happen at the scene when they shot up that van.
Yeah, because the daughter said
And
that
they
she
opened it
saw
out.
her cousin leave this earth. He was no longer.
Yep. You are right, because I'm reading this right now. They said that when the van got fired on, they came and bum rushed the van, opened it, and those 2 guys started to flee, and they shot them. So the lady who was the witness said she don't know if they were still dead or alive, but they did take the body. Okay, so yes, they could have been killed right there on that scene, but they did find those bodies at the shack where they all were found. But they could have been just like dead there, like left them there dead. They could have been dead since, like you said, from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the discrepancy, because they did collect those 2 bodies, and the other 2 that were alive, they all was in the same spot. But them 2 could have been definitely killed before.
Yeah, and I want to interrupt just to give a big thank you to Alexis. Alexis, I really appreciate that. She donated $10 to keep our lights on. And I would say this, because I know you don't believe that the men had anything to do with the cartel. Okay, that's your truth, and I respect that. I think if the men did have something to do with the cartel, considering the 2 that ran probably knew something was up, and they were taken out of here.
They shot up the van, Gigi. They
The
shot
other
the van up first. That's what I'm trying.
I understand.
They shot that van up.
Right,
yeah.
but all 4.
And then they crashed.
All 4 did not run. All 4 didn't run.
Right.
So I'm just saying it's a
did.
possibility. I'm just saying it's a possibility. And those 2 that were taken out of here most likely knew more intel about the cartel. And since, hey, we already took out the target men that we were after, okay, this a wrap. Okay, it's a possibility. That's all I'm saying. I don't know it to be true.
Yeah.
I was not there. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's true. We really don't.
I definitely
We really don't
appreciate
know.
you for calling in 213.
Okay.
It is a blessing to always hear your voice. I'm going to let you go at this
Yes.
moment. Okay, feel free to call in. We are looking forward to your phone calls.
90 seconds.
Please do not mind that 90 seconds. It always do a countdown, but please call in. Okay, and I'm looking in the comment section. They said they didn't have nothing to do with any cartel. Okay, I understand. That's what some people are saying. Some people are saying that they did have something to do with the cartels. Everybody's have different opinions. I'm just throwing it out. Okay, so I'm going to
60
go on to
seconds.
this caller. Calling from 917. You're live on the air.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh my God, Gigi, I love you. I'm a 50-year-old woman from Staten Island, New York. I've been following you for a few years.
Thank you
when
so
you used
much.
to show the fan
Oh.
and everything. This is, and I just want to get right to it because
Yes,
I have
get
a lot
right
of
to it.
experience
Go
with
ahead.
travel. Yes. Okay. Let's start with when I was about 25 and we started going to Cancun. They would target black people, pull us over, make us pay a few hundreds of dollars just to avoid getting drugged to the local precincts. That was when I first
10
stopped
seconds.
going to different parts of Mexico because I realized they would do us differently than they treated white tourists. I'm going to fast forward to 17 years ago with medical tourism. I had the LAT brand procedure. That was when United States, you had to be overweight, 100 pounds. You had to have a 40 BMI. The coverage wouldn't cover it. It was so much cheaper to pay between $8,000 to $10,000 and get, lap band or the sleeve or what have you. All right. We used to fly down to San Diego and they would pick us up. The doctor had people. We were protected. It would be van loads of us, $10,000 a pop. We would be taken over 2 hours later into a place called Mexico City. It was dangerous, but you somehow knew we were protected because we were money. Back then, plenty of people were buying the medication and all of that. About 5 years, around 2012, I went in, and it was the last time I would go because I would go for follow-ups. I even got my boobs done at this hospital in Mexico City. My own doctor wife got kidnapped in Guadalajara while he was there with me in the hospital. I got the hell out of there, and I said to myself, this will be the last time, that I come down here for anything like that, going back and forth over the border. I want to make an interesting point about her being down there with her cousin and two guys. Yeah, they might. First of all, cartels don't deal with us like that. I'm sorry. They wasn't no big timers like that. Cartels ain't dealing with black people on some buying. If anything, they were going to get prescriptions, maybe 100 pills, 200, go back. But I don't think we should be labeling them like that because I'm also an attorney until we get the facts. But what I do know is that there is comfort in numbers. I can imagine her going there once, being a little nervous, saying to her male cousin, yo, let's roll down there together. I don't feel comfortable. And him saying, well, let me bring my boy. They could have went for fun. They could have went for their own safety. The fact that they got shot up as soon as they covered says it all. I live in Staten Island, high Mexican population. All of their plates are North Carolina. Don't ask me what the connection is. But North Carolina and Virginia, I'm not trying to, say something's going on, but that whole North Carolina plate might have set them off. I don't know. But I'm saying we should wait till the facts come out because one thing, blacks are targeted and treated differently in Mexico. Number two, we do go down there for all different kinds of surgery. It's dirt cheap and medication for cancer, diabetes, and all of the perks and everything that else is going on that white kids go down there to purchase too does take place. I think it's terrible what happened. I love you, and I'm going to send you a super chat right now to keep the lights on. God bless you, Gigi.
God bless
Please
you.
please keep shining the light on these situations. Please, because no matter what they went down there for, they did not deserve that.
You're
They
right.
did not deserve that.
They didn't.
God bless you all in the whole chat room. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. So let's keep it rolling. So if you want to call in and you cannot call in, please press 5 and that will let me know to restart a phone line where you guys can call in later. But we do have a few callers in the queue that I want to address. Calling from 843, you're live on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Gigi?
Good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm glad to talk to you again. I don't know very much about this case. I just know what I have been hearing so far with you all, so I won't take up very much time. But it seems like it could have been a situation. Cause the thing I don't like that people are saying that it's an issue with her going down there with 3 people when one of them was clearly her cousin. Like there's a lot of us who have like a favorite cousin who's a boy, you know, and maybe she had a nurse or she was set up to have a nurse to, you know, somebody who would have helped her afterwards, and he was just going there for the driving, like one of the other people said. And, you know, he had his homeboys or maybe somebody she was cool with. Now, just because the other guy did not tell his wife what was going on, that doesn't mean that it had anything to do with the young lady and her procedure, because men lie all the time. They lie all the time. And he could have told her he was going to his grandmama's house and stay wherever he went. So I don't believe that had anything to do with it. But from what it seems like, just from surface level, because, again, I don't know all of the facts, and even those that have been following this case, they don't know all the facts. Like, we're really just running off fumes here. Nobody really knows what's going on. But I don't like the fact that they are trying to harp in on her mother. Like, we're so pushed in on people looking media friendly. You have to look mixed, or you have to have your hair a certain way, and you need makeup. You can't have certain things about you, or people automatically feel like you're dirty or something's wrong with you. And that I don't like, because nobody is perfect, and not even to generalize it. Maybe her mom isn't perfect, but why should she have to look like an actress in order to get on the news to talk about her daughter? You don't have to be Angela Bassett to talk about your daughter. So she should be able to look how she wants to look in order to come up there and talk about her child. So I definitely, and I do understand with the whole white van situation and the American tags, I definitely get that, and that's not something that we look into. But there is a difference between, this is one thing that stuck out to me, there's a difference between the cartel and just regular Mexican government. There's a difference between the two. So although the Mexican government are trying to like get on this really quick because they want American people to still come, they're getting on this and they are harping on a younger person in the cartel. They're not harping on the bigger person. So I want people to keep an eye out about that too, because there's no way that the person who, I think they say was 24 if I'm not mistaken. Do you remember the age?
I don't remember the age. I'm sorry, I don't. If anybody in the comments, if you know their age, can you please put it up there?
Because I think somebody said that his name was Jose and he was 24. So if he was 24 years old, I'm pretty sure he's not like the person that's over the cartel. So ultimately, there's somebody behind him. So the Mexican government and whoever is behind him were probably the people who were talking about it, like, hey, I made a mistake. It wasn't this person, blah, blah, blah. Let me slide y'all a little bit of change. We're going to lock my boy up real quick, and he's going to take one for the team, and that's it. And so to me, that's what it seems like. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like. So I just wanted to put, just say that little bit and jump on off. But I'm still listening in the comment section.
I thank you so much for calling in and weighing in. I appreciate that.
Yes.
I thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think sometimes we have to sometimes we try to gather all information first before we actually say something. But it's okay to say something beforehand. Just make sure that you're honest about the fact that you don't have all the facts. Because I don't have all the facts, and I didn't want to take too long, but I just wanted to put in what I was thinking, just to send it out there first.
Right.
But I'll be in the comment section, baby.
All right. I appreciate you.
Soon.
Talk to you soon. Okay, and I just want to give a big thank you to Shauna B. Donated $20. She was just on here on the phone call with us, and she says, I'm the caller from Staten Island. Keep the light on for us, baby. Keep the lights on for us. Thank you so much. And we also want to give a big old thank you to Renee, Miss Simpson, donated $5. We appreciate you guys. Every little helps. Okay, so we do have some more callers calling from 480. You're live on the air, 480.
That's me.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Gigi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. I just wanted to step on here. Have you heard the name Cheryl Orange?
I have not.
That is the fifth person that was in that car. She came from South Carolina with them. She did not go to Mexico because she didn't have the proper ID, but she was the one who reported a missing.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's supposed to be two women and 3 men.
Check that out. It's on CNN. Check that out. But I have to say this. Love you. Watch your show every single day, and I'm 69 years old, okay?
I appreciate that.
And I am a sleuth. I am a true sleuth. So I watch this stuff all day, and I can report it. I first of all, I have to say this. I think that the guys going with her was not a problem. I don't think that was a problem at all, because a girl traveling from South Carolina to Mexico, she gonna need some milk. She gonna need some men in the car. That's just plain and simple. She gonna need some men in the car, and I get that. And that other girl, that was the one that was she was in was it Brownsville, Texas? She was in Brownsville, Texas, and she couldn't get into the city because she didn't have proper ID. So, there was another girl. So let's not, do that. But I got a problem with a whole lot of this foolishness. I really do. I really got a problem with all this foolishness. I got a problem with it because why the freak does she need to go over there and get a daggone BBL or tummy tuck or whatever the hell she was talking about? Look at that house and people living in. She needs to take the kids to summer camp or Disney World or somewhere else with $7,000, but she's going over there to get a come on. Is vanity that serious to you? Really? I got a real problem with that. I really do have a real problem with that.
The other girl because this is just news to my ears, it was supposed to be another girl on the trip with them. Now, the other lady that was on a trip, now, was she related? Was she going to get a BBL as well? Was she the girlfriend of one of the guys? What is her relations to everybody in the group?
I actually don't really know the answer to that. I just know that she was the fifth person in the car. It's on CNN. If she was the fifth person in the car, but she couldn't get into Mexico because she did not have the proper ID. So I think, this is my personal belief, that she was there to assist her after her surgery. The guys, I think, was there to assist all of them across the country. Come on, at the end of the day, you can't. I wouldn't take a trip cross country like that unless I have some kind of, even if it's a fake meal. And even if he's a fake male, I just need some guy in the car. You know what I'm saying? Even at night.
Okay. now I'm gonna just play a little with this. Now you said they had three men to what, protect them?
I think so.
But how did they protect and this happened? What did they do to protect?
Well, I don't think they came to have a shootout or with the cartel, but just to have a male in the car you are less likely to be a subject to, some kind of adversity.
Because she went there before, right? Did she go there with anybody before?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you what I do know. I'm not going cross country.
They said the men were the first to run.
I don't care if you're gay. I need a figure in the car.
They said the men were the first to run.
Yes, and I believe that. Okay, but
so the idea of having a man to protect, but they were the first two to run.
I get that.
The girl didn't run.
It looks good. But yeah, they ran. They were the first. They were the first two to run. I get that, but it does. You are less likely to be a subject to violence if you have a male companion.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got to travel from South Carolina to Mexico. They would probably stop me, an old lady. They would probably stop you, a young lady. They might stop it, and they won't mess with, more than likely, stop or mess with a woman with traveling with a male or 2 or 3 males. It was 5 people in that car when they left South Carolina. And they went to a motel. Was that? I think it was Motel 6, Motel 8, or something. It was one of those cheap motels. But my concern is here. I'm looking at the mama, their mother, and them kids over there. That girl should have took that money and bought her mother some furniture, and they got clothes over there in the tub, and the vents hanging off with one screw. Come on, really? She need to build a body. I really fought her for more than anything else. I don't think this. I really don't think this had anything to do with some drug cartel or anything, because these folks is dirt poor. They really are. She took her income tax check that she got for them 6 children or 5 children, which depending on what station that you want to listen to, she took that money and went over there to get a BBL because she just had a baby, or what, a BBL or a tummy tuck. Get your behind somewhere and sit down. Listen, is that what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous. If the whole thing, and she ain't gonna never rest. The devil gonna always creep in her mind. She's never going to rest. I really do. I really do. I fought her for all this foolishness because they weren't no drug dealers. These folks was dirt poor. Drug dealers would have had gold chains and all kind of rings and all kind of everything. They was not that. That was no drugs. That was no nothing. I don't know how they got caught up or why they got caught up. But she should have took that money and took them kids to summer camp or Disney World or something instead of going over there and get a damn tummy tuck because she just had a baby.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you added more to the conversation because I did not know about that other lady. So I'm going to have to do some research.
Yeah. Check it out. It's on CNN.
I will.
Cheryl Orange.
Cheryl Orange.
That's her name.
All right.
This person. She was staying at the hotel waiting for her to come back.
Okay. All right. Well, I thank you. I'm going to let you go. Let's go on to the next caller. How are you guys doing out here? I'm asking y'all, can y'all please like this video? Okay, I don't want to bring my ghetto voice. Can you? I'm begging y'all to like this video. Can y'all please like the video? Let's get the likes up. Okay, calling from 816, you're live on the air. 816, can you hear me? Okay, calling from 574, you are live on the air.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you for asking. I was calling, I've been listening to the story, but the thing that stuck out to me another young lady just said the same thing, is the person that called in and had so much to say about the way the mother talked and looked and the kids. And I just regret that that was said. The mother saw all of this go on live TV just like us. You don't know how you would act. And I didn't see the mother talking, so I'm just going on what I've heard on your show. But that's something to me that didn't need to be said. I can't say shouldn't have been. It didn't need to be said. We don't know how we would talk, or someone else should have been there to help the mother with the kids. The news people, I'm thinking they could have did a better job maybe. I don't know. I just hate that that's out of all you saw and all that this lady been through or going through. Someone just saw the way she talked, the way she looked, the way the kids acted, the children acted. And that's all I really have to say about them being over there, what they were doing over there, what the other lady just before me said about what she should have did with her money. That's probably a good thing, but it's her money. And so just running her mom down like that just hurt me. She just saw her daughter. Her daughter could have been one of the ones dead. And when I heard her mother talking before, she talked pretty well to me, so I didn't see what this lady was talking about. And that's all I really, really have to say. It's sad that it happened, and it's sad that out of all of this, that's all you see and that's all you heard is the way the mother looked and the way the mother sounded. Was no sympathy or empathy or nothing. Where was the other family at that could have gotten the children and made them sit down? I'm just going to say this. Can you imagine the energy that was in that place, or the vibrations, what those kids were going through? They don't know what they were feeling. They were feeling the fear that the adults were feeling, and that made them act out, I'm sure. But that's all I have to say. I have nothing to say about the trip or what she did or how she did it or nothing like that. Let us just be loving and kind and see something good to say about the mom. That's it. I don't know the mom. That's all I want to say.
I appreciate that. So many people agree with you in the comment section. So I played a little clip of her interview with CNN. So when you get a chance, if you can replay it, that'd be great. All right. So at this time, I'm going to let you go. We have another caller calling from 347. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Gigi.
Hey, talk to me. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not gelling with me. I still feel like it was a drug deal. I don't think it was. I don't think it's what they're saying it is. The fact that driving, it's like 29 hours from North Carolina or South Carolina to Mexico, and you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna drive that long after a major surgery, even if it's just a tummy tuck. You can't sit in and especially if the lady before you said it's only 5 people in the car. I mean, there's not much room in there. So I don't think that was the reason. I think it's a drug deal that went bad. And
did you hear about the money?
What about the money?
Somebody said, I don't know how true it is, but that she had $7,000 on her.
Yeah, she's probably going to flip it. Tax money, go down there, get some fentanyl or whatever, bring it back, and flip it.
People were saying, the tummy tuck procedure is not even over $1,000. It's real cheap.
Yeah, so why does she need all that money to carry with her? And not only that, I was reading on Twitter today. I was looking it up. Somebody dug into their past. I'm not saying it's okay, but they did. And they said how she has a charge because the kids had like drugs in their system, CPS charge. So that means they're involved in drugs. I went to look at their Facebook pages. I found only one of the guys. And they don't look like upstanding people. Okay, it looks like this is what they're involved in. So I just think it just went left. Because, I mean, people cross the border all the time. From New York, it's right there. I mean, from America. So the place you're going to have all different states. They're not randomly firing off of people just with an American place coming over Mexico. You got to be involved. And the cartel don't just, unless it's a stray bullet, then you will get hit. But they don't just randomly attack people. It's something they're connected to. That's just the vibe I get.
What are your thoughts about the mystery woman? The mystery woman that didn't get a chance to go.
Maybe she's the one. She could have been the one organizing everything. I mean, how do you drive from all the way over there and not have an ID to cross the border? You really drove 29 hours and got stuck in Texas? You stayed there because you're probably holding a hotel or you're holding down for that location for them to come back.
Or did she know something was going to happen?
Well, I don't know. I don't think she would set them up. I don't get that vibe, but I think it's just, she probably say, all right, y'all go handle it. Do what you got to do, and I'll come back here and we'll drive back. But it doesn't make sense. You're not going to drive 29 hours to get your ID or whatever she needs to cross the border. You're not going to drive 29 hours and after a major surgery, sitting down uncomfortable in a van with 5 people or even 4 people. It's not happening. Nah. Traveling with $7,000.
Why didn't some of the male friends wait on the woman? Like if you have a girlfriend and she is stuck at the border, wouldn't you think one of the friends or 2 or 1, somebody will wait with her?
Would stay back, yes. So that
they, the whole point to bring them in
to handle the business.
The whole point to bring them in was the protection, right?
Right. And not only that, remember, if she's going to have surgery, why would the only woman who, that's a sensitive thing for a woman. You can't move around. She may need to help you use the bathroom and stuff like that. She would be the one going with you over, and one of the men would stay back. Why would the only woman who's there to help, who will be the closest thing that make her feel comfortable, stay in Texas? Nah. The men, when they went over there to do their deal, it went left. And clearly because they ran. If somebody coming up to you with a gun, you're not going to run. Obviously, you're going to get shot. You're going to say, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? And then clear things up, just like how she didn't run and the other guy didn't run. That's why they got put in the van. But the other 2, they knew what they were doing. They took off running, and then they got shot. Or popped, or however you guys say it. Capped. So, yeah, it's not gelling. And then, I'm sorry, looking at the photo in the picture here, she doesn't look like the type of person because they said she had a procedure before. It doesn't look like she had a procedure before. She looks like a regular smuggler.
They
girl,
said, I haven't seen her behind. They said she got injections in her butt.
But from this photo here, the little bit I'm seeing, it don't look like no injections there. It's looking like a regular
So
booty.
you
It's not
think that's
looking like
just her
somebody
excuse to go down there? Because, she got to cover up, and every time she go down there, she talking about she getting something, but she really getting something else?
Exactly. Because I mean, this is an international issue now, right? This is political. So it can get bigger. You're not going to say what you really went there for. You're going to find something to defer from what's really happening. And not only that, she's going to have the political attention, and they're black. So now you're going to have the racial implications that could all come along with this whole thing. So, yeah, she's not going to say, I went there to buy drugs and we got busted, or we tried to cheat them, or whatever she tried to do, or whatever they tried to do. She's not going to say that. They're going to come up with a easy excuse as, I went to get surgery. I don't.
Well, they did say they have the paperwork. That's what somebody said. They got the paperwork of she's supposed to be having surgery. So I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen the doctor, whoever he is. And have anybody ever looked up the BBLs or the tummy tuck offices in that area that she was in? Like, what is the list? How many are there in that area?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. And why would if they know? Because when I looked at the warning, the travel warning, and that place is red. Why would a BBL center who's catering to foreign people, because they know that's who's coming with the money, why would they place it in one of the most volatile areas in Mexico? They're not going to do that. So it's going to be it's going to be in a tourist area where people can come and go even and recover properly and then go back. It's not going to be in a war zone. No.
I do know one of the guys, I just got this information, and maybe I'll talk about it on the next live when more information come out. But they're saying that he's looking to have $100,000 GoFundMe for his funeral. They are looking to raise not $10,000, but they're looking to raise $100,000 for a funeral. Now, what type of funeral is this?
Exactly. You're not going to get that in the hood. So why are you trying to get it now? Because they're going to ride it. They're riding the attention that's coming with it. They're coming the attention that it's a political issue, and they're probably going to get some money. Not for me, but they're going to get some. They are going to get some, but I mean, it's still unfortunate. It's nothing to really be laughing at.
They're going to get 100K easy, you know, and they asked for it. They're going to get it. They're going to get that easy.
Yeah, and if they get it, I wouldn't even be mad at them because at least maybe she will be able to help take care of her kids and put herself in a better position.
Well, no, it's not for her. It's for, I tell you, it's for Brown. This guy right here. He has a GoFundMe out. His family put a GoFundMe out for him for 100K. Now I'm sure I didn't see it for the other guy. It was just for him.
Oh well, I mean, if they can get it, more power to them. You know, it's an unfortunate situation. I think it was just a bad decision that this went left. But I guess it is what it is, and I hope the truth comes out eventually.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you for calling in.
Yes, thank you for taking my call.
Anytime. Feel free to call back. All right. So, how are you guys feeling?
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
How are you guys feeling about everything? Do you guys think that we should continue to update you guys on this case? Press 1 if you want us to continue to update you guys and go live about this case. And I just want to know how you guys feeling about everything. And if you can press 5 if you want me to deal with more serious cases like this. I know you guys have voted before, so I'm asking you guys to vote again because I need to hear it again. I need to hear it again. So I'm going to look in the comments section, and people are saying they were in a dangerous part of Mexico. Got to be more careful. Liddy Kitty, not only were they in a dangerous part, one of the most dangerous part, it was a level 4. They have warned Americans do not go in that territory over and over again. It is a level 4. It is the highest of danger zone for any America. Okay, it's like walking into Ukraine. They tell Americans do not go there. So that is just irresponsible for all of them to go in that danger zone for whatever reason, you know. So I'm looking in the comment section. 5, we love the truth and the perfect open-minded questions. Keep it going. Well, I will, and I thank you, and I just need to hear it. I just need to hear it, Alexis. I will tell you all off in the chat. Second edition says real men stand up. Can you elaborate? Millionaire D, do your research, people. Do your research before going anywhere. I wanted to do a solo trip and bowed out gracefully. No, thank you. It's important to do your research because that is your life. And, you know, if you care about yourself and you care about your family, if something ever happened to you, what about your family members? You know, you're leaving this earth, you know, your funeral costs, you know. It's just a lot to consider. Steph said the people from the neighborhood confirmed it was pill deal gone wrong. What? Steph, you need to call in. And I don't have the phone lines open. Did you guys see what that comment said? It has been confirmed it was a pill deal gone wrong. That hurts because so many people called in giving them a benefit of the doubt. So many people called in and wanted to believe that three straight men could just be there to uplift another black woman. So I don't know that is to be true. I'm going to do some research, but if that is true, that is very heartbreaking. And so many people have hope in those men, and that would just crush it. Okay, so people are saying that was a lie, so you guys have to stop lying. You got to, that's not nice. They could have got pills in America. Well, okay, well, we just have to update you guys on another live because I'm just taking in the comments that I'm seeing here. I have no way to pull another resource and say, hey, I'm getting this from a different resource. Somebody said it was a mistaken identity. Yeah, I heard that. That what the news says. But can I ask you a question? Do you believe everything that the news tell you? Okay, press 1 if you believe everything that the news tell you. Press 5 if you do not believe everything the news tell you and you question. So people do not have faith in the news outlets because they have been caught in lies and lies before. So, it's just a lot to consider. It could be not. We don't know. Nope, the news lie. The pills, they are cheaper. They want to get the bag for real. They say the news will tell you everything. I tell you. Better not believe anything the news say. You hear that? They are saying the news is just programming. Oh, yeah. So, you see, we don't know. The news will tell you anything just to hush you up. Yeah, it's mind control. News are the biggest liars. They show and tell bits and pieces of a story. Mexico news say it's a pill deal gone bad. Okay, you know what? I'm hurting right now. I'm really hurting because two people have told me this, that it's a pill deal going bad. And they are saying they're getting these sources from Mexico, but in America they're telling me something different. I need to know the truth. And we can never find out the truth if we have so many people in this chat room that's in the bushes and they're not supporting. I need to see more likes. We are talking about something very serious. We need to get more likes on this situation. I am asking you guys that are hanging out in the bushes to like the video. I'm not asking for much. So it says kind of makes sense. Why would they are Haitian drug smugglers? I'm not sure. Some people are saying they're Jamaican. Some people are saying they look Haitian. Are they Haitian? Are they American? Are they Jamaican? Do you guys know? I'm not sure. I don't know. You just don't know. Well, thank you, J Baby. I believe if the cartel was involved, we wouldn't know about this case. Those people would have just vanished. CC29, when the case hit, you have to remember people were videotaping it. It was being recorded because it was in a daylight, So, and these people were American citizens, and somebody called it in that they were missing. So it would be hard for them to cover this. So I think I don't think that it'd be too hard. Hmm. Somebody said they're part Haitian, so can you tell another Haitian? I'm not sure. And let's give a big old thank you to David Marshall. Donated $20 through our Cash App, Pink Lips 500. If you guys want to donate through the Cash App, if you don't feel comfortable donating here, feel free to Cash App this channel at Pink Lips 500. Okay, and you can see it at the screen. So I just want to thank you, David, for donating $20. It says for keep up the good work, Gigi. I appreciate that for keeping the lights on. Also, Tanisha. No, okay, that was another day. All right. Um, just here for the comment says, right, where is the clinic she was going? We don't know. You would think the news outlet would interview the Mexico clinic that she was going to. But the Mexico clinic that she was going to, was it legal or was it illegal? I mean, I think that is a good question. Do you guys think the clinic that she was going to, do you think it was legal? Press 2 if you feel like it was legal. Press 4 if you feel like it was illegal. I'm not sure. Only reason they went there is because they were comfortable in places as such. They didn't happen up on that place. I don't have a PayPal. I'm so sorry. But I will consider getting one. They do location though, just like my friends. Could be. I'm not sure. People are saying it is fake paperwork. Exactly, drug trafficking is one hell of a drug. All right, I would, but you know what? You know what struck a nerve? When the lady called in not too long ago, and she stated she did a little research and find that the mom kids, one of the mom kids, had drugs in their system. And they had to call the higher authorities to get involved in her and the kids' life. Now, why would the kids have drugs in their system? That is very concerning to me. That is very concerning to me. So I'm still on the fence on this whole situation. It is definitely a mystery. What did she go there for the first time? It has been rumored that she went there for behind injections, silicone. You know, she went there for silicone to get a bigger behind. But people are saying they saw the pictures and it does not look like she has a bigger behind. People are saying that every time she go to Mexico, she just used that as an excuse to go over there. So pretty much, okay, picture this. You have a married couple. This is going to be really quick, okay? And Michael and Deborah are married. Michael tells Deborah, hey, babe, I'm going to work out at the gym, okay? So in Deborah's mind, her husband is going out to work out at the gym, correct? But every time he tells Deborah he's going to work out at the gym, do you know what he's really doing? Do you know? He's over Kelly's house. Yeah, he's over Kelly's house. Yeah. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that it was just an excuse. Some people are saying, you know, she say she's going over there, but that's just her excuse why, you know, being over there. I don't know. This is just rumors, okay? This is just rumors. People are saying no, they are not Haitian. Okay, we got that out the way. They're not Haitian. Her friends do look Haitian. Okay. Does that type of ridiculous question make sense? Did you not hear me? Person repeat. Okay, I have no idea what you're saying, Miss Rose. The girl isn't Haitian, but the dudes look it. Okay, well, I guess people are having a debate whether they are not. I mean, who would know? How would you guys know? You know, how would you know? I can't tell from somebody being black, Haitian, Jamaican. I don't know. So I'm not going to say who's who. He's not credible, Gigi. He lied to his wife, so that's true. But I did see people in the comments saying, and I don't know how true this is, they're saying that Eric, they're talking about Eric. Let me pull Eric up to the side. Eric Williams, he has a wife. Eric Williams is one of the survivors. Eric Williams, when they ambushed the car and they start pound the car, Eric Williams, he was the only man that did not run. Okay? So his life was spared because he did not run. And they are saying that they had talked to Eric Williams' wife. And I've actually heard it, and I actually played it on this channel. If you go to this YouTube channel, Gossip Girl XOXO, if you go to this YouTube channel, you will see a short clip of Eric Williams' wife speaking out on this very situation. And they are saying that Eric Williams' wife did not know he was going over to Mexico. However, people are stating that Eric Williams and his wife are not on speaking terms. They don't have a close relationship. This is what the streets are saying, and this is why they're making excuses. They say, well, why would Eric tell his wife when they don't even talk? And then I was thinking, so why would the news do an interview when they don't talk? And why didn't Eric Williams' wife say that in the show and say, hey, me and Eric, we are not on talking terms. He would never tell me that situation. I did not know because we don't talk, you know? We just don't talk. They kind of left that situation out. So, you know, we're getting bits and pieces as we go, and we appreciate you guys for calling in. Every voice, every type matters. You know, we need to understand what is really going on. Then why is his wife speaking? She's out to be ashamed. I would say correct CC29, but that is from one group of the peanut gallery. We don't know that to be true. I don't know why would people would say that. I'm not sure. So, hey, you got me. How are you married and don't talk? Emily, isn't that a good question? So as it stands, his wife did not know. You know, people are saying his wife are saying she did not know because she feels like it's been doing some illegal things with her husband and she don't want to go to jail. I'm thinking she might have kids. She have to think about their safety and their future. So she don't want to jeopardize any of that, and she just want to be, hey, I don't know. Maybe she put out the rumor that they've been separated to even further the conversation, like, hey, I haven't talked to this man. I don't know what he's doing. I have not been baiting and aiding or whatever they say. I have not done anything because I don't know. You know, maybe some of her people put that rumor out there to make it seem like she is not associated with this type of madness. I don't know, you know, but it's just things to consider. It says right per butterfly. At the southern border, it's more Haitian people trying to cross to America. Okay, possible, not really married and or separated. Okay, yeah, but I'm sure we will find out more. And hopefully, I'm assuming that Eric Williams will be speaking out on this situation. We will see the funeral, and there's so many things to be discovered. I meant to say they do look Haitian. Oh, okay. I don't even know what Haitian looks like. Since when did the Alphabet Boys start offering ransoms? How were they found? Okay. Walker wants to know, how were they found? You know, I don't know. I can't answer that. But hopefully somebody can call in and I can find some research to give you that answer the next time we go live. Cartel don't know difference. I guess I'm like the Cartel because I don't know the difference either. She said they didn't talk about what happened. she and her son was glad to hear his voice. Well, okay. Well, that sounds good. Uh-huh. So I don't know. Maybe it's false, because me and my son is happy to hear his voice. Well, that lets us know he does have a son. That doesn't tell if they're still together or separated. You just never know. That's an excellent question. How were they found? We don't know. I'm Haitian. People always judging us. I'm so sorry, Regina. They were not the targets, period. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys on this note. I just want to say I appreciate everybody that donated, liked, shared, and involved yourself in this conversation. And I'm asking everybody to do more research. I need more research. The next time we go live, it will be either tomorrow. I want you guys to be ready, and I want you guys to be ready to call in to talk about this matter. So I will see you guys on tomorrow, and we will further discuss this topic. How about that? You guys have a blessed night. Peace and blessings to you all.